Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Devon Freeman. Devon Freeman sent me this story and it's coming from Michigan. So what's going on is that you have a 17-year-old senior. Her name is Kimbrough. Recently, she applied to go to the University of Michigan. Basically, what happened is that she received a rejection letter. And instead of her taking her rejection letter and keeping it moving and applying to other colleges, she was so upset that she decided to hold a news conference, basically going off about this rejection letter. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip right now, and then I will come back with the rest of my commentary.
Rally to demand more diversity at the University of Michigan. The activist group By Any Means Necessary, or BAM, is fighting for minority students who feel they were unfairly rejected by the school. Group is demanding an immediate appeal on behalf of Detroit student Brooke Kimbrough and Birmingham student Daisha Martin. Kimbrough has a 3.6 GPA and is on the top debate team in the state. Martin is the president of the Black Student Union at Seaholm High School, plays violin, and started an annual march against racism.
I believe that I have been rejected because of the morals that I stand for. I am here yet. I will take back my freedom as a tool to help others. I have left the plantation to get my freedom, but I am coming back for you too. I am Ida B. I will make it my civic duty to document every news of a rejection letter that the university produced to our black, brown, and red bodies.
My name is Daisha Martin, and I've been denied from the University of Michigan. I just got my rejection letter, and I'm angry, and I'm here to fight until I get it.
Okay, so you guys just watched that news clip. Never in my life have I ever wanted to hand somebody a tall glass to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but that girl's voice was probably one of the most annoying voices I've ever heard in my life. And they rejected me, and I refused, and I didn't get I'm watching this shit like, is this bitch for real? Is this really her voice? Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to have a tall glass to shut the fuck up. First of all, why would you want to go to a school that bad that rejected you? Second of all, I understand that she has good grades. What a lot of folks fail to realize is that sometimes just because you're at the top in your inner city school, when colleges look at grades from all across the country and looking at grades from inner city schools and suburban schools and private schools, even though you did great at your school, your grades may not be comparable to that of kids who went to other schools. They rejected her for a reason. Her standards were just not up to par for their school. And for her to get upset about that, I just think that's bullshit. So, I mean, what is she saying? They should lower their standards based on race? They should allow her in just because she's black? You know, I just find that whole situation just crazy. If you didn't get into one school, apply to another school. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why folks are still so gung-ho to go spend their money at these four-year colleges. All she's going to do is get into a bunch of student loan debt. I think a lot of folks need to be honest about the situation with college. I've been very honest about it, and folks love to attack me, but I don't give a shit. It's my opinion, and I feel like four-year colleges, unless you know exactly what you want to major in, it's a waste of time. There's nothing wrong with going to a community college. A lot of folks, if they were really honest with themselves, if they had a chance to do over, they would go to a community college. Most of my friends who went to four-year universities, who went to go get BAs and masters and everything else, most of them who have now graduated, they're not making six figures. They have so much student loan debt, it's ridiculous. I have friends who have school debt anywhere from $20,000 to $80,000. That is ridiculous. Why is it okay for somebody to have to pay that much for a secondary education? You know, and I think a lot of folks really need to think twice about that. Me personally, you know, if my kids can get into a four-year school, great. I would prefer that they get a scholarship. But if you're not able to get a scholarship, you have to realize, you know what I'm saying, once you do graduate, once you get that degree, is there going to be a job in that market? And that's what a lot of folks are finding out. They go to get these degrees, they go to these four-year prestigious colleges, and then they get out in the real world and they realize their degree's not worth anything, or they can't find any work in their degree, and they're stuck with this student loan debt. You know, I have friends who have master's degrees who are having to work at fast food just to make ends meet, and those student loan debts have to be paid every month. I mean, so I just find the whole situation insane that she's that upset about not getting into this particular college. There's nothing wrong with going to a tech school. There's nothing wrong with going to go get a trade. Unless you know what you want to do, I don't think that kids should be wasting their money on college. Don't go to college and just spend a bunch of money taking electives. You know, like I said, I know a lot of folks nowadays who are my age that if they had to do over, they would go to a 2-year. They would go to a trade school. Folks out here who have masters and they're not even making $30,000 a year. So I think that a lot of folks need to reevaluate college and what it means to them. Are they trying to go to these colleges because of the name, because of, you know, how it looks? Or are they really trying to go to college and get an education and really better themselves once those 4 years are over? So anyways, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. Do you feel like this girl has a case? Do you feel like the University of Michigan needs to dumb down their standards so she can get in? And then how do you feel about people who feel like the only way that they can make it is to go to a 4-year college as opposed to a community college or a trade school? So let me know your thoughts. All right, deuces.